What's up guys, welcome back. So today we are going to get started on the second part of the hutch that I'm building for my grandma. There's going to be some really interesting parts to this, so that is what we are going to be doing today. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'm having a lot of fun out here, so that's what we're going to be doing today. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoy. So for this top part, the majority of it is actually going to be built out of plywood, and you can see here I have a sheet of 3/4 and 1/2 inch plywood, and I'm going with plywood for a couple reasons. First off, it's going to be a lot easier to keep stable and flat. Also, the weight of the plywood is a lot less than solid wood. This is being stacked on top of the cabinet that we built earlier. This 1/2 inch sheet right here is going to be used for the back. And I didn't want to use the 3/4 piece because that's just added weight that doesn't need to be on there. So we're going to break down this sheet right here of the 3/4 inch, and we're going to build up the sides and the top plate. Alright guys, so let me give you a quick update. So over here I have all of the pieces cut for the sides and the top. These two pieces right here are the side panels. Those are 50 inches wide, and then this is the top part on the very top of the cabinet. And then over here, out of the 1/2 inch sheet that I cut, this is going to be the backboard, and this is actually fairly light. As you can see, I can just pick it up with one hand, and that will be rabbeted into the back panels. So now what I'd like to do is go ahead and cut the rabbets into the long pieces that were sitting on the planer, and then I think possibly today we'll be able to glue up the large box portion with all the plywood. So first I have to set the depth of the saw to half the width of the plywood, and this way we'll get a rabbet that is right in the middle. we are moving right along. As you can see here, we got all of these pieces cut out, and I put some really nice rabbets in here, and this is for the top panel right here. So there's going to be a piece that goes there. And then also I have a rabbet going down the whole length, and that is for this backer board right here. So I think now I'm actually going to glue up the box. All of these plywood components were basically added together to create this one large box, and eventually there are going to be some other trim pieces added, but I mean right now all these pieces sitting right here and over there on the planer make up the large majority of this upper half, and that's really the main part that I was trying to get done today. And then tomorrow or in the next couple days we'll get going on the trim pieces and all of the detail stuff. That was easily the most stressful glue up I've ever done in my woodworking time. I ended up using every single one of my pipe clamps. I used a handful of these small Irwin clamps just to try to straighten everything out and get stuff square, and trying to get it all together was quite stressful. I was tripping over clamps, I was crowded. You saw I had to have my dad help me with a little bit of it. So I think the thing that was really frustrating during that process was, well, I guess the thing that frustrates me the most is when it's the tool that's doing something wrong and it's out of your control. That really frustrates me whenever I'm in maybe a simple project or something I've never done. But when it's not your fault, like this wasn't my fault, these clamps not working correctly. I mean, I was trying to twist them down and some of them were slipping, and it was frustrating because, you know, the glue is setting and I'm on a time crunch trying to get it all clamped together. So that was really frustrating with some of the clamps slipping, and it's just that thing that kind of ticks me off. I guess that's kind of one of my pet peeves. I mean, out here in the shop, whenever I have a tool that isn't working correctly, when it's not my fault. I'm sure many of you guys can relate to that on some level. For me, these clamps were the thing today that kind of set me off a little bit. So, I mean, I tried getting it as square the best I could. We'll find out when we take off the clamps, and we'll see if there's anything wrong. If there is, it's going to be pretty difficult to try and get it squared. If there is any twist on this at the bottom or anything, that's going to really mess me up in the future when I actually attach it to the lower cabinet. Anyway, but I guess that's kind of my rant for the day. I think next week I'm going to actually try to fix up some of these pipe clamps. I'm probably going to actually take them all apart and, you know, brush off all the rust in all of them. If you'd like to see that, let me know. I might make a video on that, but it's just something that I need to do. But I mean, with these large projects that I am doing now, these pipe clamps are one of the tools in my shop that needs to be working well, and without that it's just going to make for a more stressful glue up, and also it might not make the project turn out as good as it would if the clamps were working well. Anyway, so I guess that's kind of my rant for the day. I think I'm going to leave you guys off here. There's not really much I can do anymore today. It's getting pretty late out here and I have to just let this sit for a little bit. I'll probably leave it overnight and get back to it tomorrow. So if you guys enjoyed watching this video, I'd love to have you subscribe if you haven't already. And if you got a comment, maybe a question about any of the tools here in the shop, or just a question, leave that down below. I enjoy reading your guys' comments, I really do. That's basically going to be it for this one, and I will see you guys in the next video.